I see a lot of coaches trying to run ads. They think ads is going to solve their client acquisition problem, right? But that is not the case most of the times. Most of the times, what they need is systems. And that is the truth. What you need is systems, right? Because if you try to run ads on a business that is not working, all it does is expose the back end of your business and exposes it to show that it is not working. Here are the 4 things you need to have in place before you think about running ads. Number 1, your positioning. Your positioning, you need to be clear on who you help, how you help them, and why they should trust you when you run ads. When people come in your Instagram bio, they should know who you are. Who is this person? What does the person help with? Now, your bio helps explain all this stuff, right? Then you go into your highlights. You need highlights about client testimonials, who you are, about your coaching business, about your program. This is what warms up people who are interested. Then we talk about your content, right? Your pinned posts, your links. Your bio need to talk about who is it you help, why should they trust you, how are you going to help them. For example, I help people get fit. Now, that is the worst way you can actually put yourself out there, because if you try to help everyone, that is really generic and you will not be able to actually scale with that type of offer. But if you say I help busy professionals gain muscles, I help busy professionals get more active, I help busy professionals lose weight without spending hours in the gym, now that positioning is way better than any other thing you would do. That would actually bring in people that are busy professionals and that want to lose weight but don't want to spend a lot of time in the gym. Another second thing I would build is content. You see, content is not out there just for to get views. Content should do 3 things. Content should build trust, right? Create belief and start conversations. A lot of people think posting content, it just has to go viral. No, if you want to post content that actually attracts people, it has to build trust. It has to have a certain type of belief. It has to be able to be belief changing, and it has to be able to start conversations. Your content need the right systems like a CTA, right? Something that tells people the next step after consuming your content. Not just a lot of information and a lot of viral stuff and a lot of copying other coaches. You need to be specific, right? Build trust, start conversations, have CTA. The third thing I would build is a lead generation system. What happens after a lead comes in? What happens after someone says, okay, I want to work with you? All right, how do you bring things together to make sure the person stays active for the next 2 weeks and to make sure you retain this client for the next 2 weeks? Keep them motivated. You need to make sure your onboarding process is really easy, and that's for another video, right? You need to make sure that you're following up with this lead accurately, not in a spammy way. Story posts, CTAs, DMs, conversations, these are very important. When someone decides to become a lead, it doesn't mean that they are a client. It means there are people that are interested in your product and want to learn more. They want to see if you actually can help them. Now you start a conversation, you follow up with the prospect, you make sure that you are engaging and sharing enough value and actually digging deep to see what they need help with, to find out if you can help them, and you get them onto a booking flow. Then you need to be able to follow up with every single lead consecutively, I don't know if that's a word, to make sure that they are actually given the right. The fourth system I would build is a sales system. You see, a lot of coaches think you need to be a closer to be able to close calls, right? You don't. You just need to follow a framework. You need to have a certain amount of questions, and you need to know how to present the offer after you found out that you can help. So you need questions, discovery, offer, and the decision, right? Your questions need to be direct, on point, able to make the prospect sell themselves, right? You need to be able to get every single detail you can use to actually find out that you can help this prospect, and then you need to deliver your result or deliver your offer or present your offer as someone that understands that yes, I can help you due to so information you have given me. So if I had a coach with 0 clients, nothing at all today, I wouldn't start with ads. What I would do is build these 4 systems to make sure they're in place first and make sure that the offer works before I scale with ads, because systems create predictability.